I decided to make a 12 Days of Christmas live because I haven't been going live very often. My personal life is very busy. I'm always doing something. Most of you who've been with me since the beginning know that I work in healthcare, oncology to be exact. I have a lot of employees, five different practices that I oversee, and then I coach basketball. We have practices almost every day. We have a game at 2:30 today. I'm on the West Coast, so I have a game in like what is that 6 hours? Yeah, a game in like 6 hours. So I'm always on the go, and I don't really have time to spend with you guys, the viewer. But I want to take some time to talk about holiday mental health in particular. When you don't feel like when the holidays don't hit like they used to. Back in the day, holidays, people get super happy. They're out, they're spending money, but things now are very expensive. People are more depressed, more anxious than ever before, and you don't feel like you don't feel cheerful. And then sometimes people try to make you feel bad for not feeling cheerful, without actually thinking about what has been going on in our country in the modern day. You know, good morning, Queen, good morning, Liz. But a lot of people understand that even though this is supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year and joyful, um, it's not always the case. Sometimes you just don't have it in you. You don't have the strength. You don't have the you know just the oomph to get up and just be happy all the time. And people make it seem like it's a bad thing, but it's not. It is not um, a bad thing to be sad during the holidays. You're a human. You have feelings. You have emotions, and you're allowed to feel the way you want to feel. And you shouldn't let anybody make you feel bad about it. Things are really expensive, so your kids may be, especially if you have kids, your kids may be wanting you to get them certain type of presents, and you can't afford it. And it's okay for you to feel down about that. We all want to give our kids everything they want, but that's just not the reality of things. Rent is at an all time high. Um, Groceries are super expensive. Even when you talk about things like fast food, even fast food is up like triple. Things are super expensive, and you just want to make the holiday feel like the holiday again, but you don't know how because things are really expensive. And so you're down about it. And I'm here to tell you that it's okay for you to feel bad about not being happy during the holidays because things are expensive and you can't buy what you want to buy. You can't do what you want to do. All of us would love to go on vacation and buy all these presents for your kids, but just not a thing. Hey, Mama Three, how you doing? Oh, by the way, I got the present for your kid. I sent it in the mail. It said it'll be there before Christmas, but hopefully, your kids are able to get the gift I sent them. Um, oh, that's no problem. No problem at all. I love like sharing and helping people when I can. That's what I do. But what I was talking about today is we're talking about like not feeling cheerful and happy during the Christmas season. And I want people to know that it's okay to feel that way because it's not necessarily your fault. Um, a lot of that stuff goes by how expensive things are right now. Like I went to I'm still doing my Christmas shopping, and I make a good amount of money. But I'm going out doing my Christmas shopping, and every time I leave the store, it's ridiculously expensive. What's up, T Brown? Oh, Lily, my girl. But it's super expensive. Things are really expensive now. I go into the store. I went into the store to buy. I made red beans and rice from scratch and fried chicken and honey cornbread yesterday. I bought the ingredients. I'm saying, you know what? Let me buy the ingredients. $80, $80 for um, a pack of red beans, some rice, some chicken wings, the seasonings, cornmeal, like all the stuff that you need to buy those ingredients. All of that stuff was super super expensive, and I'm sitting here like, man, I only can imagine what people who don't make nearly as much as I do. What are they making? It really is bad out here, and people who are buying gifts for their kids, I feel bad for them, which is why I don't mind chipping in and helping out. For people who support me, I don't mind doing it because it's really expensive. Like these toys are ridiculous. Everything is crazy. The rent is is at an all-time high. It doesn't make any sense. So I want to let you know that your mental health. Oh, Lily, I'm always cooking good food, girl. Like I'm in that kitchen. I chef it up. My last live, I was making breakfast for my kids. So I'm always cooking it up. I don't buy things from the box unless I absolutely have to. Um, but yeah, I just talk about how expensive things are. It doesn't make any damn sense. Like I go to the grocery store and every time I look at something, it's like $9,000 for a pack of, for a loaf of bread. And that's why I'm learning how to make shit from scratch, including bread. I'm like, I'm not here playing games with these prices. Like I love that my job really care about their people, so we get bonuses. So most of us get like some pretty good bonuses. But for people who don't make who are not in healthcare and they don't make they six figures or above, like man, it is tough out here in these streets. And I want you guys to teach your kids, like you sometimes you have to like temper their expectations. If you know you're not pulling in the money you used to and things are expensive, tell your kids, hey, mommy or daddy can't buy that thing you want, not the way you want it, maybe not right now, maybe not for Christmas. Well, we can plan for it. Like you have to temper the expectations because the kids have to know. Because kids understand, they don't understand the economics of living everyday life. Like they really don't. Today's little niece. Oh, happy birthday, my niece. Oh, and Lily, I got your kid something too for Christmas. It's coming in the mail too. I think it'll be there before Christmas. If not, it'll be there a little bit after Christmas. Who's that? Richard Trump screwed the economy. 37. Oh, yeah, I saw that. I saw that Trump thing, the pencil thing. I did see that. But yeah, the economy is so bad that you can't really buy. Like the money that we had. I was looking at the prices. I was looking at the prices of food from 2007. And then now, so they showed like a picture of the Chipotle. So Chipotle bowl was $6, and like 78 cents in 2013. I'm sorry, 2007, and now we're in 2025, and it's I don't even know what Chipotle costs anymore. I mean, I think I ordered a bowl and I paid like $20 for it. So it has pretty much tripled in price, and it's ridiculous. It don't make any sense. Um, was a definitely exactly, Mama Three. You have to live within your means nowadays. You can't just try to live like the Joneses. I tell my kids, you gonna get you gonna get what I give you. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Like I'm not here trying to prove to everybody that I can buy my kid, an iPad Air or whatever the case may be, just so they can do what with it. Leave it there. Let's be honest. When we buy our kids gifts, most of the time they're just there. Once after Christmas, after that little novelty wears off, they just sit there. Now you wasted your money. So me, I believe in buying gifts that actually matter, that the people actually want to use throughout the year. Yeah, I buy them that little dopamine hit gift. That gift they're gonna make them super happy. They're gonna make them super excited. Let me see. Richard said inflation up 70% over 20 years, wages up 50%. Hey, that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't want to go into the economics of things, but 100% you don't have the wages and the inflation. They're not going up at the same time. So that's why I tell people, just to give you a little bit of economics there. Put your money in a high yield savings account so it can earn interest, because that way it'll outpace inflation, or at least make sure your money's not depreciating. If you just have your money sitting inside of a savings account, you're gonna end up really struggling, and it's not gonna be good for you. I keep my money, and I'm not trying to like. I keep my money in high yield savings account. I keep my money in a. I have my own Roth IRA. I have my own 401k, and I also have some money in stocks. And I just leave it there, and because that's a long term investment, I just let it do what it do. But I try to keep my money. I don't want my money um like regular savings account, because all it's doing is just wasting. That $20 bill, that $20 in your savings that you have, by the time next year rolls around, it'll be worth like $17 or $18. So it's actually losing value. So I always get my money. I want my money to kind of stack. Richard said Americans need to stand up to their corporate masters. People protecting billion. Richard, you're definitely on to something. I do think we have a disease called rampant materialism and consumerism, and I think people really need to be real careful. And the holidays kind of is where it's at its all time high, especially during Black Friday. What's up, Andrew? Um, I think it's really bad. A lot of times people buy so much stuff and they don't really stand on their morals. They don't stand on their ethics. I was reading about history, the civil rights movement, the women's suffrage movement, and the funny thing is back back in the day when people stood on business, they stood on business. They would choke out a company to make them bend to the will of the people. Like you had people. Oh, thank you, brother. You had people went like the bus boycott, for instance. That worked because people stopped taking the bus for over what is it? I think it was almost a year, if not it was like 6 months or something like that, 8 months. And they choked out that busing system so they had to bend to the will of the people and they desegregated the bus. And nowadays, we'll say, let's say McDonald's. McDonald's have tripled their prices too. Remember, back in the day when they had the dollar menu, then it became $1.25 menu, then $1.50 menu, and then it's kept going up and up, and we keep buying it, no matter what. The funny thing is, if we simply told them we're not buying shit, we're not gonna buy anything. Thank you, Mama Three. We're not gonna buy anything. We're not gonna do anything until you bring these fucking prices down because you're killing the middle class. You're crushing the middle class. It barely even exists anymore. And we have to stand on our business and stop bending so easily. The reason why these corporations can get away with things they get away with is because we keep bending to their will. Wait, chat. What is it? Chat? Did you pay for your phone cash? Put people groceries. Yeah, me. I always fucking pay on my phone on cash. I hate monthly bills. But Richard said, chat, did you pay for your phone cash? People putting groceries on Klarna now. That's how expensive it is. Like, why do you think they invented Klarna and Afterpay? Why did they make those in the beginning, anyways? Because they want people to they want to put people in debt more and more and more. They allow you to put they allow to put you can put like a hamburger on Klarna for you can pay put it in 4 payments. Like if you need Klarna to help you pay for a cheeseburger, your situation's pretty dire. You might want to have to log off and find another form of income. But it's really bad how bad things have gotten that people have to do that. And on top of that, even though things have gotten more expensive, people are still running to concerts. They're still getting Louis, Gucci, Louis, Prada, all that crazy stuff. And it's like, do you really need that? I know we're all feeling down now. We're doing everything to make to get that dopamine hit so we can feel something. And that's what it comes down to. It comes down to our mental health. Like we want to feel something. So we'll buy a Gucci robe, even though we know for a fact that we can't afford it. But we'll put it on Afterpay. We'll put it on Klarna. We'll put it on Affirm, and we'll get it. And we'll walk out, and people will say, "Oh my God, that's a nice robe," and they'll comment, they'll like, especially if you put it online, and it'll make us feel so good in that moment. And then them bills come due. Then that light bill, is due because I don't know if I mean I think some people's rent now you can pay a quart like you could put you could split rent nowadays. Like they doing anything to make sure they get your money some way, shape, or form. Richard said retail therapy was a phrase they made up, like sneakerhead. Hey, I mean that's exactly. Sorry, I'm still kind of sick. But Richard, that's what people think that's the type of therapy. They say, oh, if I'm feeling bad, let me go and spend my hard-earned money. Or my favorite, credit cards. Credit cards are good. I mean, I have a couple of them myself. Every now and then they're good for some stuff, particularly the perks. That's why I tell people if you get a credit card, look at what kind of perks you're getting, because the credit card is low-key kind of like a scam. You get fake money, you have to pay your real money to pay off the debt. So I have it doesn't matter. I have a couple credit cards. Some have some pretty high annual fees, and I get it because I used to travel. And so it made sense to have that type of card because it helped with travel. It gets me into certain lounges, things of that nature. But $600 annual fee just to keep it or get it, it's kind of crazy. But Richard, yeah, I have a couple of stocks inside Klarna. I can't lie. I own like 10 or 15 stocks in Klarna myself because I know people gonna need it. Gabriel said, "Hey, I'm Gabriel from Angola, and you." Gabriel, my name is Quentin. I'm in California. Angola's in Africa. That's awesome. Um, but yeah, we have to be smart with our money because it really it's a shame that we are working 40 hours plus a week, and most of us, I mean, I think the minimum wage in Georgia right now, I want to say the minimum wage is 750. It could be more now. It's 750 in Georgia. In California, I think it's 17, but then if you work in fast food, it's $20 an hour. But the average rent prices in California, especially in San Diego, is like 22, $2,400. So it don't even add up. It really don't even add up. Let me see. Sorry for background, still decorating. But yeah, it's just it is virtual slavery. That's basically what it is. It's virtual slavery. It's economic slavery. I do believe they're trying to price us out to the point where we will be beholden to them and accept whatever they give us. From our minimum wage to even how school is done. Even how school is done is antiquated. The reason why school is made the way it is because they were getting kids ready for the assembly line for factories. But now that's not the case. We barely have any factory jobs, despite most presidents, if not all presidents in the last 15 years, saying they're going to bring back manufacturing jobs. That's not the case because in essence, those presidents are in the 1% as well, or if not in the 1%, definitely in the 5%. They're all rich. They really don't care about us at all, and we have to start realizing that. Once you realize that it's not a black and white, gay and straight, tall or short, rich. I mean, well, not rich or poor, but all the other things. It doesn't matter. It's about the have and the have-nots. If you don't have it, they can care less about it. They're trying to squeeze as much out of you as possible, which is why I say you don't have to be sad about not being able to get your kids a freaking, a what you call it, electric scooter. You probably can't afford it, and that's fine. Your kid knows you love them. They understand. They understand that you care about them. You're busting your ass to make ends meet. And sometimes it's hard to make ends meet. I remember back in the day, my mom used to have to, rob Peter to pay Paul, as we say down south. She used to like, okay, I'm not gonna pay this bill. I'm gonna pay this bill because this is more important. I have to keep my lights on because my lights is attached to the stove. So I'll let the water bill go a little bit. They're usually pretty lenient. That's how people do nowadays. They have to figure out which bill they want to pay because there's a monopoly on all that stuff. Think about it. If you in most cities, how many water companies do you have? How many electric companies do you have? Typically, it's one, maybe two, and that one company will jack it up. They will raise the price for heat during the wintertime, and then the air during the summertime. Why? Because you need that shit. It's you're over here freezing. You're in a place where it snows, and you turn the heater on, and for like an hour just to make your house warm, so you're not freaking freezing to death. And then you look at your bill. It's $9,700, and you're like, God damn, how can I pay this? And they're like, well, either pay it or we'll turn your heat off or turn your lights off. And it's like, that's not even fair. It's a monopoly. We say monopolies are bad, but most water companies are monopolies, or at least it seems that way. Gabriel said, "Wow, brother, you're really good." And so for me, it's just really crazy that we live in a society where the people who are supposed to take care of us, like our representatives, which is the funny part, we literally elect people to represent us, and instead they play in our faces. We have these representatives, and they don't even fight truly for what we actually want, and which is why I don't really get into identity politics because I don't give a damn about that. I'm telling you, when you're starving, whether you're black, white, gay, or straight, that shit don't matter. When you're facing the homelessness, your skin, your creed, none of that shit matters. All you want to know is, can I make ends meet? Can someone help me? And people say, "Oh, pull yourself up by your bootstraps." You can do that when the economy allows it. When things allow it, then yeah, anyone can make ends meet if they have the space to do that. But when the job numbers are a lie. You have people saying, "Oh, we put 300,000 new jobs into the economy," and then I see people struggling. And I'm a person who hires. I hire specialized people, oncology nurses, phlebotomists. I hire, so I know how many jobs I have available. But I know for people still, I see people putting in applications, 200 applications, 300 applications every single, every single year they put in, they're just dropping loads of applications, but no one's really hiring. Why? Because those jobs are not real. It's just to make whoever in power, I don't care who it is, Biden, Trump, Obama, Bush, it doesn't matter. It makes them look good, but the reality is the reality. People are still fucking struggling. And then they tell you it's your fault for having kids, which is crazy because how the fuck, we make the decision to have kids, but none of us thought it would be this damn hard. No one would think that a carton of eggs can get up to $8, $9, $15, $18. No one foresaw that. If you take a family of four right now and you throw and give them the same exact income, like let's say me, I'll reveal how much I make. It's not a flex because it's not that much money anyways. But I make 125K a year, right? If you take me in 2025 and you throw me back to 2001, do you know how good my life is? You know how good my life is with that type of income? But then you put me in 2025 with that same exact income, and it's hard. I don't necessarily struggle, but I have to be real cautious of what I buy. And I know people say, well, you have to be cautious no matter what, but every now and then you want to do a little splurging, like take your family on a trip. I think every family deserves to have a getaway from the reality, to be able to take their kids to like not Disneyland because that's a fucking scam. Take you to like another country to visit other cultures and see things that you see in books. Go see Egypt, or go to Greece, or go to Timbuktu in Africa, or go like just go to an amazing place so your kids can have culture and they can get exposed to this gigantic world. But we don't have the luxury because the minute you try to spend, the minute you try to plan for a damn trip, an unforeseen expense or a price hike happens. Or they do some dumb shit like putting in, I don't know why people thought that those what it's called, those, oh god, I'm blanking right now. The taxes on imports that Trump wanted to do, like what I don't know why they thought it would work. They do realize that the minute you make it hard for these corporations, they're gonna make it hard for the consumer. If I can't import my soybean now, or it costs me twice as much to import my soy, I'm going to charge twice as much for you to consume it. And you have these talking heads clapping their hands. Oh my God! Oh, he's so smart. He's not smart. It's not a good business plan. It hasn't helped. And let's say 3 years from now, it does help. But right now, it doesn't. It's making things a lot harder. Jack in the Box. I live right down the street from a Jack in the Box. It's like a restaurant similar to, I don't know, Carl's Jr. or Hardee's or wherever state you're from. It's basically a burger restaurant. And a combo costs like $16. Do you know how much for $16 you can make a hamburger for yourself? You can get some ground beef and make your own hamburger for $16. Look at my baby. Come here. Say hey to the chat. Oh, say hey to the chat. Say hey to Lily, Mama 3. Who else is in there? Queen. Say hey. Rich said I study economics. I can tell. Say hey. Say hi. Say hi. What is microphone? Oh, thank you. Hi to everybody. Lily say hey nephew. Say hey. Say hola Lily. Hola. He just woke up. He looked tore up, huh? But yeah, it's super expensive out here. It doesn't make any sense. And what kills me is that if there's always an excuse like, oh, if we raise the minimum wage, we have to raise the the cost of living. Really, the cost of living gonna go up anyways. Whether thank you, Lily. Whether you raise the minimum wage or not, you raise it no matter what. It's crazy. I'm telling you. I wish I would have had the mind to invest in things when I was in my early 20s or my late teens, because I had a little bit of money to do so. I wish I'd have done it. I wish I would have done it because it would make things a lot easier. I tell people all the time, money can't buy happiness, but it damn sure can buy comfort. And I can have a little bit of comfort here and there. I can't even lie to you, um, because my gosh, it is crazy. He said that's how we protect the super rich. How do we protect the super rich? The taxes, how they tax, how we our tax system is kind of crazy. These guys get to write off a lot of their taxes through donations. Um, they definitely get to um, look at your mama. Say hi, mama. It's crazy. We vote against healthcare, student loans, forgiveness. Oh yeah, I actually work with some pretty wealthy people, some surgeons and things like that. And some of them are, red, some of them are blue, some of them are they don't really care. But one of the things they said was, I paid my student loans off. Why do I have to pay yours? And it's that selfishness. I told people we're a country, you know. It's the same thing that we all pay taxes, and some people get the benefit through government assistance off our taxes. We all benefit off of everything that everyone does, honestly. Um, but yeah, that's how they see it, Richard. Some people they don't believe in helping out their fellow man because they just don't. Yeah, education is. Richard said education is a national investment, and it is, and you see right now they're trying to change education. Like they are getting rid of certain histories because it doesn't fit the narrative. And I don't. That's why I teach my own kids. On my patio, I have God, I don't know how many books, over 100 books. Not just on American history, on African American history too. Because that's something that need to be talked about because you need to see how people actually started the revolution, and that's why I really think they're trying to change. They're trying to change the history books because they don't want to do a new revolution. Now that we got our independence from Britain, and now the rich are starting to like the same thing that happened in Britain is happening here. History repeats itself, right? Why did we rebel against the British? Because taxes. We had crazy taxes, and we wanted some freedom. And now what's happening? They're taxing us to smithereens. We're overly taxed. We're not compensated properly, and they keep trying to keep us in check with patriotism, but it's not working anymore. Yeah, it's a microphone. It's a clip on microphone with a stand. Cause my son has it. I want her to knock it down. But yeah, like people really need to wake up and understand that you have the power. The power still is in your hand. Despite us having millionaires and billionaires and hundreds of billions of dollars, we still very much have the power in our hand, and we have the ability to make corporations listen. It's been done before; it can be done again. Remember, what do they call us? They call us consumers. What happens when they don't consume? They starve. Many companies have. What's up, dear Lisa, Velez? But many companies have starved out. Where is what is it? Not JC Penney. What was the other one? Belk and what is it? Kmart. A lot of these places are going out of business. Why? Because we stopped going to them, and they will stop being able to make money. You can make these places. You can make these people go extinct for sure. We definitely have more power than we realize. We definitely have more power than we realize, and we need to start utilizing it. Um, I know most of us like, well, if you live in a small town, you don't have maybe have another alternative to groceries. Like I'm in San Diego, so that's farmers markets, that's mom and pop places. It's a big metropolitan area, so you can always find alternatives. Stop, Papa. You keep trying to turn this PS5 on. No, you're not getting it. But yeah, oh, I miss Kmart too, but it's gone now. Target was. Think about this. Like I think Richard was on to something. Target, people will be boycotting Target, right? And then what do? They simply said, "Oh, we have some free swag bags," and everybody came running right back to Target. They came running right back to Target because all it takes to break a picket line, right, is to simply give them something free. Every person like free, and people don't have the strength to fight against it. I give you some free stuff, I can get you back. I lower my prices to like $1 for a meal for like a special limited time. I'll get a bunch of people, or I'll get a very a movie star that you like I don't know, Jessica Alba or freaking Denzel Washington to endorse and make the Denzel Washington meal at Taco Bell, and people go right to it and get it because we love brand name recognition. That they're very good. Like there's psychologists working inside these corporations that know how people minds work. That's my field. I know I've studied that, and so it's funny that we have people get tricked all the time. They can't stand on anything. Richard said, with half a trillion, Elon can buy every election on earth with his tech. He could do the same. Speak not of revolution. It's too late. Well, true. That's very true. And then Richard also said, we spend the highest percentage of what we earn, save the least, not really buying power. Exactly. That's 100% true. Like, I know in the black community, I think the black community collectively had like $1 trillion like buying power. But you'll never know that from how it spent because our neighborhoods are in shambles. Not all, but a lot of them are, because no one I think that's why they don't teach it in school. They don't teach economics in school. They don't teach you how to save, how to balance a checkbook, how to create a budget. It's not taught. They want you to learn that secondhand. And if you come from a family that doesn't value the dollar, then it becomes a generational thing. So Richard, you definitely should talk about this. I don't know if you have a channel, but I'm gonna, after this live, I'm gonna go over to your channel or go over to your page and see what what you're about, because I like a lot of things you say. We don't earn more, we just spend more, not a point of pride. Well, yeah, 100%. 100%. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we don't necessarily earn more, but we spend a lot of money. We are in the black community. We are very, very bad at consuming. It's all about name brand recognition. Like growing up in the school in the South, especially, my mom when my dad, my mom broke up. She had to do things on her own, right? And sometimes we didn't have name brand shoes, and we got made fun of all the time because if it wasn't Nikes, Jordans, whatever the case may be, it wasn't good enough. And we need to get away from that brand. There's a lot of good quality clothes and shoes that are not, name brand or known like throughout the world. Because let's be honest, those items are made very cheaply. The iPhone itself, these iPhones they're not super expensive to make at all. And to even get the cobalt to even make some of these batteries or whatever the case may be, they're exporting these third world countries. Let's call it a buck. We say that first world countries are only first world because they can exploit and take advantage of third world countries, because that's where a lot of the natural resources are. And we go over there and we take advantage of them and we exploit them, and then we come over here and say we're the greatest. That's easy to do. It's easy to be great when you got all the advantages, but that's neither here nor there, and not the point of this podcast. But the point of this podcast was just to let people know that it's okay not to be happy during these holiday seasons, because there's not much to be happy about. So don't let anyone make you feel like you are ruining the Christmas spirit, and because you can't find a reason to be happy other than to be alive. Like, man, it's great to be alive 100%, and you can be grateful, but I'm not going to sit here and be happy when I'm not. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that everything's all hunky dory, because it's not. It's expensive. I remember I used to be able to take like $500 and get everybody on my little Christmas list a gift. Now that same $500 will take care of maybe what, three people, because everything's super expensive. And I'm not no crazy shopper. I go right to Walmart and Target. Walmart, Target, maybe it's a dollar store. Cause I got a baby, and that this 1-year-old don't need anything name brand. Richard said 12% NFL fans can do nothing, but 80% of NFL can. Yep, without black athlete, there's nothing to 100. I will actually back that 100%. People can get mad about it, but let's not pretend that a lot of these shows, especially the big four, that's NHL, NFL, NBA, and was NFL, NBA, MLB. a lot of those are really heavily dependent on immigrants or people of color. And without them being there, it's going to be super fucking boring. Who's going to watch the NBA with no black players? No offense, but not me. Not me. I'm not interested. It's been boring. Without black players who watching the NFL, no one's watching it at all. It's going to be boring. Not that white players are not good, because they are good. They're fantastic. But you know, it's been that way for a while now. And you know, people know. Let's be honest. People know. Your Kobe's, your Michael Jordans. I mean, I think Michael Jordan, your LeBron James, your SGA. It's so many different great athletes nowadays. But if they band together, we can really push the narrative. And if our white counterparts, our white people out there, our white people out in the world, man, the poor ones, like, I want y'all to look up Bacon's Rebellion. Look into that, and you'll see why this whole divide between the poor whites and blacks became a thing, and why it was so powerful, and why it still exists today, to this very day. We can't let them, like, white people, like, you're not really getting you're not getting what you think you're getting. They're keeping you in your place too, because it's not about color, it's about class. America has evolved into, I call it Little Britain now. It is about class. I didn't get that. Class matters. That matters in this world today. What you have, these billionaires, whether they white, black, or otherwise, they can care less about the little man. Just keep buying shut up, keep buying my stuff. That's all it is. Shut up and keep buying my stuff. And they tell you as much. They will tell you that to your face. And then they will take different positions. Like, some of these companies they take different positions. They'll be on one side of the argument, then they see they're losing sales, and they'll immediately pivot and switch to the other side. That tells you they have no morals. They have no true value. The value is money. What they say, the value of the almighty dollar, that's what it is, baby, the almighty dollar. The Bible said, for the love of money is the root of all evil. And I tell people, money is not evil. The love of it is evil. And that's the problem. Yep, exactly, Richard. It's the have and the have-nots. Those are the only two people who matter right now. That's why a lot of these shows that came out what was it? Handmaid's Tale. It was a lot of those old. I can't think of all of them right now. These shows where it showed the rich folks and the poor folks and the big divide. That stuff matters. America truly has a caste system, and people don't want to admit that we do what we do. Hey, what's up, Chicken King? But we have a caste system, and the reason why we have a caste system now is because it's hard to traverse from lower class to middle class to upper class. It's really difficult. Every now and then you'll have people who break those barriers, but for the most part, where you're born is where you stay. That's kind of how it is. And you're right, Richard, they're crushing the middle class, and then what happens then? Once you destroy the middle class, to get from lower to upper class is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, because to be in the 1%, what is that percentage now? Richard, maybe you can help me out. I can't remember it. I think you have to make over 300,000. I think it's 300,000, over 300,000. Or was it 500,000 to be in the top 1%? I can't remember what it is anymore. But to jump from that lower class to $500,000 earning potential or earning is going to be damn near impossible. And because schools don't really give you any skill that you can use, people don't even take classes or pursue majors that actually yield that type of money. There will be no middle class. There'll be no 300 a year. There we go. So there will be no elevation. Period. And I tell all my young black and brown kids, and also my young poor white kids that I mentor, pick your major based on if you do want to choose college. If you don't want to choose a trade, because trade schools are great too. If you want to choose college, pick a major they're gonna stand the test of time. Look at what AI is doing. See if AI is going to make a difference in your job field, because AI is coming. It is coming, which is why I went to business school for my master's degree, right? The Furmanian School of Business at Point Loma Nazarene University. AI is coming, and they're looking for soft skills. Why? Because AI cannot do soft skills. The people skills, it doesn't have that. So, engineers, good job, because AI, as great as it is, it can use schematics. It cannot build the things. So go pick a career or be a doctor a lawyer. Please, please, please pick a career that's going to generate money. Tell your kids to pick a career that's going to generate money for them, because you want your time to be spent effectively. You want to make sure that you're able to get the money that you deserve. At this point in my life, I don't even walk. I'm not going to take any job that's not going to pay me over 100K, because I've been making that. I don't want to. I'm not trying to go down. I'm trying to get, my ultimate goal, honestly, is get to $250,000 a year. Why? Because that's my own personal goal. I told my mom way back in the early 90s that's what I want to make. But also I want to own land, because let's be honest, land, land is where it's at. I know it seems like an antiquated thing, but back in the day, land owners had voting power. Why do you think these billionaires are buying up properties and land everywhere? Because at the end of the day, cash is fun, but it's man-made. But that land, that's made from God, and that's something you have. When you own a piece of land, it is yours. It is your domain. And if things get bad, you could sell it, and you could sell it for a lot of money. Why do you think people who own parking lots, they make a killing? Why? Because everyone need to park. And on top of that, humans live on land. So every time you step foot on the land, somebody owns that piece of land. If not the city in which you live, there's some people owning it, or a conglomerate owning it. I'm trying to own land that's mine. My house, and the land that's on it, I want to own it. That's my goal. That's why I want to make the money I want to make. But that's neither here nor there. But Richard said electrician. Exactly. Electrician, plumber, all those HVAC, all that stuff is important. And you're right. when our robotic overlords take over, they'll need electricians so they can keep their electricity. They'll need HVAC to keep their room, their generators and stuff cool. They don't really need plumbing, but we need plumbing. Those blue collar jobs are pretty lucrative, and trust me, they can make some money. I know an electrician who makes $120 an hour, so that's a lot of money. Do the math: 120 times 40, there you go. That's what he makes in a week, times 4 times 12, and that's how much he make a year. So teach your kids to pursue career paths that are going to be beneficial to them, because it will be great for them in the long run. It really will be. But yeah, I just want to hop on and see how everyone is doing overall, and to let you know that you're not alone when you feel down and out about this holiday season. It's been a rough one for all of us, for almost everybody who isn't the mega rich. We all have felt the pain. We all felt the pull on the increasing wages, the gas that seems to never last very long. We'll see the advertisements that's constantly bombarding us, telling us to spend our hard-earned money on things that really don't even amount to anything at all. I mean, I have both the iPhone and Android, and Lord Jesus, the way people go crazy about an iPhone. Oh my God, oh my God, I'm a good iPhone 17. The iPhone 17, the Pro Max is $1,700. Why would you spend that much money on a goddamn phone? But that's neither here. Me. I buy my phone I buy them refurbished. I almost never buy them brand new. I'm not spending. I'm not spending $1,700 on a damn phone. You're out your freaking mind. I have 3 kids to take care of. But anyways, I hope you guys are doing good in your life. If you do have a Christmas list, put it in your community page. I don't mind helping out, especially if you have kids. That's something that's in my heart. God put it on my heart. And then starting probably after Christmas, I'll also do my little giveaways here and there. But all y'all be easy, stay blessed, stay protected. Richard, thank you for coming into the chat. I want you to come back. I like your economic mind. Mama 3, thank you for always supporting. Lily, everybody in the chat, thank you for supporting. Chicken King, love you. Queen, Liz, all y'all take care. And I will talk to you guys later. And also be on the lookout for my brand new episode, season 3, Quick Talks. It's coming out soon. I think it's gonna drop on Tuesday. Y'all take care. Merry Christmas. Oh yeah, Richard, I appreciate that, brother. Y'all take care. Bye bye.